Physics Blender. I love 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 Physics Blender. Subscribe for more videos.
Hello everyone, welcome to Physics Blender e-learning platform. Today we are discussing electromagnetic spectrum, paper 4. It's for extended candidates and we have question 4. Question 4 is asking you about ultrasound waves. Let me tell you more about ultrasound waves. Ultrasound waves, they are sound waves. The prefix ultra refers to frequency. We mean that this ultrasound, their frequency exceeding the audible hearing range for human. So they have very high frequency. Okay, this is number one. Number two, they are produced by applying electric field to a certain crystal or certain material. That's why they can produce this electric field can produce oscillations and vibrations. According to these oscillations and vibrations, a sound is produced of high frequency. This is number one. Number two, they are having the same properties as sound. They are longitudinal. The speed of ultrasound in air could be almost the same as speed of sound in air, and so on. So when you have to circle here ultrasound traveling in air, so you can circle longitudinal and you can circle a high frequency. A frequency, let's write here the audible human hearing range. It's between 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, right? So ultrasound here exceeding this value. So any value exceeding 20 kilohertz, so this is not correct, this is not correct, so you can choose this one. Why we didn't choose these values? Because you know already you can estimate the value for, since the medium is mentioned, you know already the range for the speed of sound in air, which is almost 330, 350 meter per second in air. So since the speed is mentioned, you can find or estimate or choose the value of speed, but all of them here is not correct. Calculate the wavelength in a vacuum of X-rays and the frequency is given according to wave equation. And please guys, don't use this triangle. If you use this triangle, it will not be accepted as a mark. If you write down an equation, it will be accepted as one mark. So you have to write an equation. V is equal to wavelength times frequency. Rearrange, because you are trying to find wavelength. So wavelength is equal to speed divided by frequency. Speed is not given, you should know its value. Okay, and the frequency is given 1.3 times 10 to the power of 17. Check that you are using consistent units here, meter per second. So this value is not given, but you know it, that all the members of electromagnetic waves They travel at the same speed of light in vacuum, which is 3 times 10 to the power of 8. Okay? Let me write it again. 3 times 10 to the power of 8. The answer is, but all here, the frequency should be hertz, not kilohertz, not megahertz. And also the speed is meter per second. The final answer, you have 2.3 times 10 to the power of negative 9. You should write down the unit, meters. You have 3 marks. So you have to write down all steps in details. Again, guys, you have to be realistic. The answer you obtained or the result you have in your calculator should be realistic. Don't just write down what your calculator produced. So the answer, is it realistic or not? You know that the wavelengths for X-rays are shorter than wavelengths of other members. Okay? A dentist takes an X-ray photograph of a patient's teeth. Explain why it's safe for the patient to be close to the source and the dentist must stay away from the source. It does make sense. Okay. The first point, you know that X-rays are dangerous to humans. Patients rarely exposed to X-rays. Maybe you or me as a patient, we are exposed to X-rays once per year or once every 2 years. But for dentists or doctors in general, they are using this X-ray for patients maybe 4 or 5 times per day. So they are more exposed to X-rays every day. Okay? If they stay in the room and will not stay away from the source, they will be exposed more every day. Let's write down these points. So number 1, you have to write down X-rays are dangerous to humans. Patients rarely exposed to X-rays, but the total dose of X-rays would be high if the dentist stayed in the room every day, and will be exposed to X-rays every day. Is it clear? The last part state with a reason why microwave ovens are designed only to work if the door is closed. Okay, microwaves also are dangerous, maybe somehow less than X-rays, but still they are dangerous. They can heat the body cells and damage body cells. Okay, so this is number 1. Number 2, microwaves would pass through open door. It will be scattered in the room everywhere, so that's why it will be better to use it when the door is closed. So the first point, microwaves are harmful. They may heat and damage the body cells. The second point, microwaves would pass through open door.
Subscribe for more videos. I love Physics Blender. I love Physics Blender. I love Physics Blender. I love Physics Blender.